Victims of Jos building collapse narrate ordeals. Governor Mutwang orders closure of affected school. Fire outbreak destroys Emir Sanusi's throne palace. More reactions trail Supreme Court judgment affirming local government autonomy. On the foreign scene, at least 8 killed in shootout during Somalia prison breakout attempt. Hello and welcome to Trust TV's news update. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thanks for joining us. Victims of Saint Academy, located in Buza Buji community of Jos local government area of Plateau State, have been narrating their ordeals after surviving the incident. Trust TV's report that the collapse of the school has led to a death of 22 persons, while 37 were injured and 40 others rescued unhurt. Adamawa visited one of the hospitals where the school children are receiving treatment and filed in this report.
More than 130 students and teachers have been evacuated to various hospitals for treatment following the collapse of the building. Some of the school children, along with their parents, who are still struggling with the emotional distress, have been sharing their ordeal.
In the class, my classmates and my teacher. Then the noise of the building falling started, but we couldn't run, so some people went under their table. Only my head was on the table, so the decking of the upstairs fell on my head.
I was not breathing there at all. The decking just covered me there. No air, this space. Only dust that was entering my nose. Through the grace of God, an Akuma come out. Some of our students died there.
It hit my hand. My hand was on top of my hand. So I spent many hours before they even discovered me. And before they removed me, they had to break the building.
Well, I have a child, and this is the one in the bed here. And indeed, it was a traumatic experience, most especially for the baby, because for someone to be buried under rubble for 2.5 hours, you know what that trauma means. And to us parents, we've given up, we've cried that she's dead. Not until after those hours, she was discovered. And with the miracle of God, she's safe, and it ended only on one arm, and maybe the trauma that is in.
Up to now, we never see Chidubem. Up to now, we never see him. And they pray for God. Many people pray for me. May I see my son, Chidubem.
Governor Caleb Mutfwan, while sympathizing with the parents of the victims, ordered the closure of the school and listed steps to be taken to avoid a recurrence.
This rate, we cannot allow this school to function. I hope you know that. For the parents who still have children in this school, it's unfortunate what has happened, but of course what it means is that this school is closed down immediately. We can't take any further chances. And we need to send this message, particularly to owners of private schools. The drive for, the motive for profit must not overshadow the safety of lives. And so we are going to take steps immediately to do a technical audit of all the schools.
The Zonal Coordinator of the Nigerian Building Road Research Institute, North Central Office, also said, though they are yet to conclude their investigation on the building, but some issues have already been identified.
We've obtained some samples yesterday. We're here to continue with the collection of samples. We got steel, we got concrete yesterday. We are going to subject all of them to laboratory analysis. We are collecting soil samples today. We'll dig up to 2.5 meters to collect the samples and then do our tests in our laboratories, the bearing capacity test, to know the strength of this soil. If it was such that it could have carried this building, we'll check whether it was a soil that caused the collapse. We'll check the level of compliance with regulations. We'll check the materials used.
The state government has confirmed that 74 persons have been discharged, while 58 remain hospitalized. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
We hope and pray that the remaining victims are rescued unhurt. Here in the FCT, 4 persons have been rescued alive from the rubble of a collapsed 2-story building in Kubwa, access of Buari Area Council. The FCT Emergency Management Department, FEMD, in a statement by the Acting Director General, Florence Dawan, said 2 of the rescued victims have been taken to the Kubwa General Hospital. Here's the report.
Dawan added that efforts are ongoing to search for any other person that may be trapped in the collapsed building. The FCT Emergency Management Department, National Emergency Management Agency, FCT Fire Service, Federal Road Safety Corps, the Civil Defense Corps, and the Nigeria Police were still at the incident scene as at press time. Dawan, who is at the incident scene, appealed to developers to follow strictly the building code and avoid the use of substandard materials.
Anybody that is not a tenant will leave this place.
The FCT Police Commissioner Benneth Igwe and Chairman of the Buari Area Council John Gabaya were among early callers who visited the scene to assess the impact of the damage.
Rescue operation is still going on. That is why all of us are here. Because we can see here somebody cry, a lady cry. Yeah. So we pray that the operation will continue so that we can rescue her alive. Okay. We are asking the hotel. They may not know because some people ran away. When I was here earlier, some people ran away from when the thing happened. So we cannot confirm for now, but we think the only one person that we are seeing trying to see what they can do.
I've inquired. I've not had myself the limo yet, but the people that were there and the manager that we met said all of a sudden it happened. Even though a woman that was outside there, she said when it happened, the structure was shaking, then I ran out. And the few persons that were still remaining, before they come out, the building collapsed.
So this morning, I think about 7, that was when we had that rumbling sound. So I thought it was from my next compound. I for me to rush out. So only for me to rush out, and I heard commotion, and all. So I went to the front and saw that the building had collapsed. So coming to my backyard, this is the back of my house, so everything had already come down. So they've been trying to rescue people. They've rescued some people. So they called FEMA. FEMA, they are around. Fire service are also out. So they've rescued some people. They are still trying to rescue more people. There are some people still trapped inside. So they have been trying to do the rescue right now.
What happened yesterday? A man who is living in that building left there yesterday saying he noticed a crack yesterday. So he left with his family. So 5 a.m. this morning, some people that are living there say the building started shifting. You understand? Started shifting. So some of them left and they tried to notify others who are living there. So those ones, they knocked at their door. Where they were knocking, those ones didn't answer them. So that they are inside. Some of them left before the building collapsed, and some are still inside. And some are still inside. 7 a.m. this morning is actually the time that this incident happened.
The collapsed building contained 45 self-contained rooms. It was previously used as a hotel before it was converted for residential purposes.
Have you received?
We go over to Ekiti State, where the governor, Biodo Yebanji, has directed that toilet facilities be built immediately at the National Youth Service Corps rotation camp at Ishe-Emure. According to a statement on the state's X handle, the Commissioner for Youth Development, who is also the chairman of the NYC Governing Council in the state, Adeshola Adedayo, made the announcement after he conducted an on-the-spot assessment of the situation immediately after he was informed of the collapse of a toilet facility at the camp, which caused minor injuries to 2 female corps members on Friday. Adedayo, during his remarks, reminded the corps members of the government's commitment to ensuring their well-being and security throughout their service year. He also pledged that the Ekiti State government will continue to support the NYSC scheme through the provision and upkeep of facilities. Adedayo revealed that the injured corps members are now stable after receiving essential medical care, adding that they have been placed under observation at the hospital. A fire outbreak suspected to have been set by yet to be identified persons is said to have destroyed a palace at the Gideon Rumfa, where the 16th Emir of Kano, Muhammad Sanusi II, is occupying. The incident, according to sources from the palace who asked not to be named, said it happened Friday night around 11 p.m. The source said one of the palaces, the one located at Kofrokudu, where the Emir sits every Monday for court, is seriously affected. When contacted, the public relations officer, Kano State Fire Service, Saminu Yusuf Abdullahi, said the command is not aware of the incident as there is no call regarding the incident at any of their centers. However, the chief of staff to the Emir, Munir Sanusi Bayero, in a statement confirmed that a fire incident occurred at the outer court of Sanusi's palace, Kofrokudu. He said there were no casualties, adding that the damage was minimal. Adamawa State's local government elections have seen a notably low voter turnout attributed to the boycott by the main opposition party, the All Progressives Congress. Here's the report.
The local government elections in Adamawa State faced delay, with the process expected to start at 9 a.m., beginning late due to the delayed arrival of election materials. Even after voting commenced, many polling units across the state's 21 local governments saw minimal voter turnout, with only a few individuals casting their ballots. Governor Ahmadu Murufindri cast his vote at polling unit 001 in Kirchinga, Madagali local government area. Speaking to journalists afterward, Governor Findri expressed satisfaction with the election process under his administration.
Almighty Allah, I'm grateful for how and the manner in which the State Independent Electoral Commission was able to organize this credible election, that the good people of the state are so happy and the participation is so high, their spirit is high, and that is my delight, and that new leaders will emerge from this process, and we give God the gratitude. By the time we're leaving in 2027, we'll have bred up new leaders that will take over from us, youthful ones, with full of energy, intellect, understanding of the diversity of the state. This is what we intend to give the good people of the state.
Some voters who participated in the council election expressed satisfaction with the process despite the low turnout. They urged the winners to fulfill their campaign promises and deliver on the mandate given to them.
And everybody knows that the election is very free and is very credible. So my expectation that as you have interviewed His Excellency, new leaders are going to emerge today, tomorrow, and they should work as what His Excellency have been doing. They should lead, they should be very honest, they should be very transparent, and they should make sure that they help people as what His Excellency is doing.
18 political parties are taking part in the local government elections, with the main opposition party APC boycotting the exercise. Gibson Soadugo, Trust TV News, Yola.
The Pan-Yoruba Socio-Political Association, Afenifere, has condemned the judgment of the Supreme Court, which granted total financial autonomy to local governments in Nigeria. Afenifere, in a statement on Saturday by its leader and the National Public Secretary, Ayo Adebanjo, and Justice Faloye, described the Apex Court judgment as a mere judicial conspiracy. The statement was titled Tinubu and the Grand Conspiracy Against Democracy and True Federalism in Nigeria. According to the group in the statement, the judgment was against the principle of true federalism, adding that the Supreme Court had played to the gallery in delivering such a judgment. The group also alleged that the ongoing administration of Tinubu had been practicing a unitary system in some of its policies since its inception, insisting that the only way forward for the country was to practice true federalism. Now to more news. Vaccinations has over time faced the challenge of acceptance in northern Nigeria. Some mothers and caregivers to rejecting jabs and orals. This has over the years led to avoidable loss of lives among children aged 0 to 5. To help curb this, an initiative called New Incentives, All Babies Are Equal, was created in 2017 to provide tokens of cash incentives for routine childhood vaccinations in northern Nigeria. Here's more on the story.
The All Babies program operates within government clinics throughout Katsina, Jigawa, Zamfara, Bauchi, Sokoto, Gombe, Kano, Kaduna and Kebbi states in coordination with local and state governments. When caregivers bring their infants for their routine immunizations at a government clinic, the All Babies program provides a small cash incentive of 1,000 naira and information about their next immunization visit. In an effort to continue increasing immunization and retention rates, as well as support caregivers, the All Babies program is rolling out a livelihood grant of 5,000 naira across all areas of operation. This livelihood grant will be given to caregivers upon verifying the completion of the full RI schedule. This exciting addition brings the total incentive amount to 11,000 naira for each caregiver. A randomized control trial has shown that the program doubles the rate of fully vaccinated infants in areas where it operates. Aisha Abubakar, a beneficiary, tells us about her experience. We really appreciate this gesture. My daughter got vaccinated and she's doing okay. There are no signs of fever at all. I'm calling on mothers to endeavor to bring their children to get vaccinated because it is very important. I want to appeal to husbands as well to allow their wives to bring their children for vaccination. Speaking at the event, Mubarak Bawa, New Incentives Operations Coordinator, speaks on strides made in Sokoto State.
We have some particular places that are a total block rejection, but with the assistance of the state government and the number of activities, including sensitization and the awarenesses that we have been conducting, we are beginning to break those barriers and people are beginning to understand the importance of vaccinations and they are availing their children to get vaccinated in almost all the places in Sokoto State.
Executive Secretary, Sokoto Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Larai Aliyu, and the Deputy Governor of the state, Idris Muhammad Gobir, expressed their gratitude for the innovation.
In the past, wherever we go out to national and subnational meetings, people look at us and condemn Sokoto State because of poor indicators, especially in the area of routine immunization. But New Incentive has been a major stakeholder in seeing that they wipe away those tears from our eyes.
You don't need anybody to advise you to tell you what to do. But despite that, you are coming up with this kind of initiative, this contribution, so as to interest them, understand, to attend to the hospital services.
Deputy Governor Sokoto State said in Sokoto, there is a 55% retention rate through the immunization schedule for infants enrolled in the All Babies program. To date, the program has enrolled more than 3.4 million infants across more than 6,300 clinics, encouraged over 47 million vaccinations, and disbursed more than 11.8 billion naira across all operating states.
Students of Tudumatawale Secondary School for Girls in Katsina State can now heave a sigh of relief as the school, which was once troubled by thugs, making learning inaccessible for many students, has been transformed. With the intervention of a community-based initiative, the school, whose infrastructure was overwhelmed by the number of students and other challenges, now wears a new look. Jamil Mabai visited the school and sent in this report.
Tudumatawale, Katsina State, is a notorious hub for thugs, a haven for criminals and crime-related acts. Haruna Yusuf, a father and a teacher, recalled how the famous Tudumatawale Secondary School for Girls was terrorized by the thugs. Before the construction of this fence, once a student commits an offense, they will just run away and leave the school. They throw stones at teachers and teachers get injured. Years back, The school had no fence, making it vulnerable to attack, with classrooms also overwhelmed with students. Calling attendance was a nightmare, as an average classroom had more than 200 students. As a teacher, you cannot go around while teaching. We have classes with 275 students. To take register, you need 3 teachers assisting the class master. Also, you need 2 teachers assisting a teacher before he can teach. The sheer number of students made it difficult for them to focus, let alone comprehend what the teachers were saying. We hardly comprehend what is being taught. It took the intervention of a community-based initiative to change the narrative. Today, classrooms are now decongested, teaching is stress-free, students' comprehension has improved, while the school now has a perimeter fence. But the impact goes beyond just learning, as students, especially girls, are gaining valuable computer skills and learning other crafts that will open doors for their future. Jamil Mabay, Trust TV, Katsina.
On a foreign scene, at least 8 people have been killed after gunfire erupted between security forces and inmates at a prison in Somalia's capital, Mogadishu. The confrontation broke out on Saturday at the city's main prison when armed inmates attempted to escape, prompting an exchange of fire that left 5 prisoners and 3 soldiers dead. According to the spokesperson for the Somali Army's Custodial Corps, Colonel Abdikani Khalaf, 18 other prisoners and 3 soldiers were wounded in the incident, adding that no prisoners escaped. Security sources said the inmates who had attempted to escape were from Al-Shabaab, the Al-Qaeda-linked group. Al-Shabaab has been fighting to topple the fragile central government in Mogadishu for more than 17 years, carrying out numerous bombings and other attacks in the capital and other parts of the country. And finally, in sports, El Kanemi Warriors are yet to decide on the venue for their CAF Confederation Cup home games. The Borno Army's home ground, El Kanemi Mini Stadium, failed to meet the standard required for the competition. According to reports, the 2024 President Federation Cup champions have identified 4 stadia as their temporary ground for the tournament. They are Sania Bacha Stadium, Kano, Moshood Abiola Stadium, Abuja, Karakanda Stadium, and the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, or Nikon, Lagos. El Kanemi Warriors will take on Beninoi's side, Dalje FC, in the preliminary round. The first leg and second leg will be played next month. And that's it for news updates at this hour on Trust Television. For more of our news, programs, and documentaries, please do want to follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I'm Chiamaka Nwafo. On behalf of the news production team, thank you for joining us.